It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
Here on the Coach's Show, this Stewarts Creek segment brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue, ribs, and many local favorites out on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brentz and the Lanning family. She could hoop it up back in the day, probably still today. Hannah Jones joins us this morning, Stewarts Creek girls head basketball coach. Good morning, Coach. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing well. Here we are, postseason. It seems like, I will say in many ways it feels like it went very quickly, and others maybe not so quickly.
Yeah, it's. I think you're exactly the same thing. But I'm glad it's finally here.
Yeah, it's been a regular season roller coaster for just about every team here, just trying to find their way through. And first year, I'm sure that has been the case at Stewarts Creek. How do you feel the first half went, and maybe talk a little bit about some of those? Talk about that roller coaster ride you've been on.
Well, I think we played some really tough competition, and definitely first half versus second half, we got better second half of the season. Coming together, new group, a lot of kids, I've said this before, a lot of kids didn't see a lot of varsity minutes last year, so they're stepping up into big roles, big shoes, big minutes. So they've really come into their own, obviously battled injuries, as everybody does. So coming together, I'm excited for these next two, because we only have 4 in our district, so we're all advancing, just fighting for seeding pretty much in this district tournament. So today at 3:30, and then Monday, so just continue to capitalize on what we've gotten better at second half versus first. So very, very excited.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the end of your regular season almost felt like tournament, because you played Riverdale like twice in, 2 weeks or a week?
Yeah, I think. Well, that's why they all voted. Obviously, I wasn't there when they voted, but they all voted this district and region just to do all region, and I kind of like that. I'm glad we've done that. But the district tournament, yeah, it's just kind of like our regular season. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's kind of tough with 4-team districts, and this hasn't been done. There are many things not to like about it, but there are some things to like about it. I would think the challenge, and this was done, I guess, by the time you came on there, but schedule's already finished and that kind of thing. But you do get to see a lot of teams maybe you wouldn't normally see, especially in that December and January time frame.
Yeah, we did get to play at least every team in region once. We did miss Rockville. We had them scheduled, but the ice kind of threw us for a loop for there, and we just couldn't figure out a time to reschedule. So they were the only ones we didn't get a chance to see, and it would have been nice to see them because they're a tough team. I think that we got to see a lot of each other, and we all know each other. So it'll be interesting.
It's rare that in a region tournament you will have seen your opponent at least once, and it's very, very interesting to see how that is going to affect play, because as you see a team, coaches just have memory. I think elephants have a good, memory. You just remember everything. So the tendencies of players. And that's one thing I've talked about with some of the coaches this morning. The high school girls basketball is so much different than any other thing, like AAU, for instance. You're not getting this extensive scout like you do in high school and playing these teams 2-3 times even. So it makes it different. They know what you're going to do. They're going to try to take your best thing away, and that's what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I think everything's very transparent, which just makes the competition a little bit tougher, and you just have to be excellent at what you do and be on top of it with your executing personnel, and it just kind of comes. I think that's great, though, because the competition is tougher because you do know each other, and it's just everything's out there, so whoever's just going to be better, and that's I like that. You
experienced this year new rivalries. I'm sure. And, to me, I kind of looked at your team like not only are you experiencing some things for the first time, your team was experiencing a lot for the first time. You talked about a lot of your girls, even though that they may be, junior, seniors or whatnot, getting extensive time on the floor. This is the first time around for that. So it's kind of been that learning curve for everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's how you gain maturity, you gain experience, is just with the adversity and challenges and time and minutes. You can't rush that. You can't rush time. I mean, it's just, that's what they're getting now. And not because of anything previously, like you said, they're junior, seniors now. There was just a really big, talented senior class that just graduated from Stewarts Creek. So I think that these girls coming in got to watch that. They got to learn. They had a lot of mental reps, but putting it on the court and putting that together with what they've learned is just helping them grow and helping them learn, helping them mature in their game. They're super coachable. They're like sponges. And so I think that's the best case scenario that we could get to maximize our potential.
We're talking with Hannah Jones this morning, Stewarts Creek girls basketball. You finished the regular season, the number 2 seed out of District 9 4A behind the Blackman Lady Blaze. And, the district this year, there were so many unknowns with, new coaches, new players, new district. And to me, Smyrna and Stewarts Creek, and Laverne and Blackman, but especially the Laverne and Smyrna teams may be better than they have been in the past, and there have been some real battles in district play. You really had to scrape and scrap for that 4-2 regular season.
Yeah, I don't think anything is definitely given. You can't assume anything. I think Smyrna being a rival down the street, that was an exciting atmosphere, exciting game. And then Laverne, Shanice Kaysen over there is doing a good job, and they've come up, and they're really tough. They're tough. They're long. And so I think that kind of Blackman is who they are. They're very talented. They're just so tough defensively. But I think you're right. The 2, 3, 4 spots, definitely it was very competitive. So we had a lot of fun with that.
What was the biggest challenge in the league this year? Was it the length of other teams? Was it, height advantage other teams shooting? What do you think made it such a competitive run this year?
Well, I guess I can only answer that based on my own, our own personnel. Just because we have, like we said, we've had kids stepping up into varsity roles never done before. We don't have a true point guard, but Amira Maynard has really, really stepped up into that position. And has done a fantastic job. So I think just having who we are going up against others, like we just know that we're a defensive-oriented first. So you've got Laverne who throws out this extended 1-2-2 zone. So it's really tough. You've got to have basketball players who just with the IQ who can make plays. You can't always rep and be robots. So we just kind of make sure in practice that we are putting them in situations where they have to read and react, and it's not the same thing every time. So I think the zone offense that Laverne throws out is one special thing that really, and their length, and just tenacity in getting after it. I think everybody's defensive orientedness is what makes this district a whole lot more competitive. That would be kind of where I would steer it. And
you mentioned that Smyrna rivalry, and you get to play them for a third time here to open up the district tournament. And, that is obviously Stewarts Creek's biggest rival. Laverne was Smyrna's biggest rival for the longest, but I honestly think that it's Stewarts Creek. But that Laverne Stewarts Creek rivalry has maybe even overtaken Smyrna too. I don't know. It's just really weird to see that dynamic.
Yep. I think that just we're all in such close proximity. All the kids know each other. They're all friends. They hang out. I mean, everybody knows everything in this little Laverne Smyrna Stewarts Creek bubble. So I'm excited. I love the atmosphere with it. I love that you get to have a lot of kids that want to show up and support your teams and bring energy in the stands.
It's just really interesting to see. I mean, from just miles apart, and the talent that's there. I mean, it's fun. I think this is going to be a fun district tournament. It's being played at Smyrna, and you open up and. Coach, it's going to be quick. I mean, this game is already a semifinal game, and you're playing for a spot in the championship game of the district, and it doesn't. You don't have long to get players' attention, I guess. Right,
and we've told this to our girls, like, no matter what, we're playing again Monday, but we are fighting for that seeding. We want, just because we're guaranteed another game doesn't mean this game doesn't matter. Like, we really have to prioritize it, because if we win this, then we get to host the region play-in game. So whatever happens today is important, and we want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can, and we would like to host that next game. So that's kind of a priority for us.
Yeah, I mean, you win today, you host a region first round, and that is such a huge advantage for sure. Well, Coach, good luck today. I know you got to shoot around to get back to, and appreciate you spending a little time with us here on the show this morning.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right. That's Hannah Jones joining today here on the Coaches Show. And this segment brought to you by the law offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com.